faint, shimmering figure at the bottom. "Hello?" Eloan called, her voice echoing softly. "Is someone there?" To her astonishment, the shimmering figure floated up from the well. It was a beautiful spirit with flowing hair that sparkled like stardust and eyes that shone with ancient wisdom. The spirit introduced herself as Aurelia, the guardian of the Whispering Well. "Eloan," Aurelia said with a voice like a gentle breeze, "you have a pure heart and an inquisitive spirit. For years, I have waited for someone like you to come and restore the magic of this well." Eloan was awestruck. "How can I help?" Aurelia explained that the well's magic had faded over time because its connection to the magical world had been severed. To restore the well's magic, Aurelia said, you must undertake a journey to find 3 enchanted items: the luminous petal, the silver streamstone, and the celestial feather. Each item holds a piece of the magic that once flourished here. Without hesitation, Eloan agreed to the quest. Aurelia guided her to the first destination, the enchanted meadow, where the luminous petal was said to bloom. The meadow was bathed in twilight's soft glow, and among the flowers, Eloan spotted a radiant bloom with petals that seemed to catch the last rays of sunlight. As she approached, a delicate butterfly fluttered near the flower. The butterfly spoke in a melodious voice, "To take the luminous petal, you must answer a riddle. What has a heart that never beats, a home but never sleeps, and can grow without roots?" Eloan thought for a moment and then answered confidently, "A heart of stone." The butterfly smiled and granted Eloan the luminous petal, which shone with a gentle light. With her first task complete, Eloan set off to find the silver streamstone, which was hidden in the depths of the Whispering River. The river flowed serenely through a lush forest. Eloan followed its path until she found a sparkling stone nestled in a bed of shimmering sand. As she reached for it, the water began to swirl, and a graceful water nymph appeared. To retrieve the silver streamstone, the nymph said, "You must prove your worth by showing kindness to the creatures of the river." Eloan carefully helped several stranded fish back into the water and tended to a small, injured frog. The nymph, pleased with her compassion, handed her the silver streamstone, which glittered like liquid moonlight. Finally, Eloan journeyed to the highest peak in the land, where the celestial feather was said to be found. The peak was high and windy, and Eloan climbed carefully until she reached a golden eagle's nest. The eagle, majestic and wise, greeted her with a regal gaze. To earn the celestial feather, the eagle said, "You must share a story of courage and kindness." Eloan recounted her adventures and the acts of kindness she had performed along the way. The eagle, moved by her sincerity and bravery, offered her a single, iridescent feather that shimmered with celestial light. With all 3 items in hand, Eloan returned to the Whispering Well. Aurelia welcomed her and instructed her to place the luminous petal, the silver streamstone, and the celestial feather in the well. As Eloan placed each item into the well, a brilliant light erupted, enveloping the well in a dazzling glow. The whispers grew louder, carrying messages of hope and wisdom. The once faded magic of the well was restored, and Aurelia's spirit, now radiant and joyful, danced in the light. "Eloan," Aurelia said with a warm smile, "you have restored the magic of the Whispering Well and proven yourself a true guardian of its secrets. Your kindness and bravery have brought light back to our world." Eloan felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Aurelia gifted her a small, enchanted vial filled with shimmering water from the well. This vial will allow you to call upon the well's magic whenever you need it. In the heart of a lush kingdom known as Eldoria, there lay a mysterious and enchanting place called the Starlit Forest. Unlike any other forest, the Starlit Forest was bathed in a perpetual twilight, where the trees glittered with bioluminescent leaves and the ground sparkled like a field of stars. The forest was home to magical creatures and guarded by ancient spells, ensuring its beauty and secrets remained hidden from those not pure of heart. In the nearby village of Glenwood lived a young girl named Elara. Elara was known for her curiosity and a heart full of kindness. She spent her days helping her family and dreaming of adventures beyond the village. Her grandmother often told her tales of the Starlit Forest, particularly about a legendary artifact known as the Heart of the Forest, a magical gem said to grant a single wish to those who could find it. One fateful evening, As Alara was exploring the edge of the forest, she stumbled upon an old, weathered map partially buried under a pile of leaves. The map had intricate designs and marked a path leading deep into the starlit forest. Excited by the discovery and determined to find the heart of the forest, Alara decided to embark on an adventure. Before she ventured into the forest, Alara visited the village elder, a wise woman named Seraphina. Seraphina was known for her knowledge of magical realms and had been a friend of Alara's grandmother. Upon seeing the map, Seraphina's eyes widened with recognition. "This map is ancient," Seraphina said. "It shows the path to the heart of the forest. But be warned, the forest is filled with challenges and illusions. You will need courage, wisdom, and kindness to succeed." With Seraphina's advice in mind, Alara prepared for her journey. She packed essentials, including food, a lantern, and a small vial of protective charm given to her by Seraphina. At dawn, she set off towards the starlit forest. As Alara entered the forest, she was immediately struck by its beauty. The trees shimmered with a soft glow, and the air was filled with a soothing hum. Following the map, Alara ventured deeper into the forest, guided by the light of her lantern and the magical glow of the trees. Soon, Alara encountered her first challenge. A dense fog rolled in, obscuring her path. From within the fog emerged a graceful deer with silver antlers. The deer spoke in a gentle voice, "To pass through the fog, you must answer this riddle. I have keys, but open no locks. I have space, but no room. You can enter, but not go outside. What am I?" Alara thought carefully. She remembered stories of riddles and their answers. After a moment, she smiled and said, "A piano." The deer nodded and stepped aside, allowing Alara to continue her journey. The fog cleared, and she followed the path marked on the map. Next, Alara arrived at a shimmering river that flowed with water as clear as glass. At the edge of the river, a wise old turtle awaited her. The turtle spoke, "To cross this river, you must demonstrate your kindness. Help me find my lost shell, which has been carried away by the current." Alara searched the riverbank and spotted the turtle's shell lodged among some rocks. She carefully retrieved it and returned it to the turtle. The turtle was grateful and, in return, offered Alara a bridge of golden light that would carry her across the river. With the river crossed, Alara continued her journey and soon came upon a grand, ancient tree with a trunk as wide as a house. Hanging from the branches were golden apples, each radiating a warm light. The tree spoke in a deep, resonant voice, "To proceed, you must show your wisdom. Choose the right apple from the branch to reveal the next part of your path." Alara examined the apples carefully. She noticed that one apple had a subtle shimmer that seemed different from the rest. She chose this apple, and as she did, the tree's branches parted to reveal a hidden path leading further into the forest. Alara followed the path and eventually arrived at a beautiful glade bathed in moonlight. At the center of the glade was a pedestal with a glowing gem, the heart of the forest. As she approached, a soft voice spoke from the shadows. "Only the pure of heart can claim the heart of the forest," said a tall figure emerging from the shadows. It was a majestic fairy with wings that sparkled like the night sky. Alara bowed respectfully and said, "I seek the heart to help my village and bring hope to those in need." The fairy studied Alara's face and saw the sincerity in her eyes. "You have shown great courage, wisdom, and kindness throughout your journey. You are worthy of the heart." The fairy touched the pedestal, and the heart of the forest floated gently into Alara's hands. Its light was warm and comforting. "Use this gem wisely," the fairy instructed. "It will grant one wish, but its true power lies in how selflessly you use it." Alara thanked the fairy and made her way back to the village, carrying the heart of the forest. As she arrived in Glenwood, the villagers gathered around, eager to hear about her adventure. Alara shared her story and the purpose of her journey. With a heart full of hope, Alara made her wish. She wished for prosperity and well-being for her village, so that all could benefit from the magic of the heart of the forest. The gem's light spread across the village, and soon Glenwood flourished with new crops, clean water, and renewed happiness. the villagers celebrated Alara's bravery and kindness, and the village thrived like never before. And so, the tale of Alara and the Starlit Forest became a cherished story in Eldoria, reminding everyone that true magic lies not in the power of a single wish but in the courage, wisdom, and kindness of the heart. The end. Once upon a time, in the heart of a peaceful kingdom, there was a quaint village called Rivendell. Nestled by a crystal-clear river and surrounded by rolling hills, Rivendell was known for its warm, welcoming people and its one remarkable feature, a majestic willow tree that stood at the village's edge. This willow, known as the Whispering Willow, was believed to be magical. Its long, drooping branches seemed to sway even on the calmest days, and the villagers swore it could whisper secrets and offer guidance. Among the villagers was a kind-hearted young woman named Alara. Alara was admired for her generosity and bravery, but there was one thing she wished for above all: to find her missing brother, Rowan. Rowan had gone off to seek his fortune many years ago, but he had never returned, and his fate remained unknown. Alara often visited the Whispering Willow, hoping it might reveal some clue about Rowan's whereabouts. One crisp autumn evening, as the sun set and the first stars began to twinkle, Alara approached the willow with a heavy heart. She placed her hand on the tree's ancient bark and whispered, "Oh, Whispering Willow, if you have any knowledge of my brother Rowan, please share it with me." To her amazement, the willow's branches began to shimmer with a soft, golden light. A gentle, melodic voice echoed from the tree. "Alara, your heart is full of love and courage. To find Rowan, you must embark on a journey to the Enchanted Glade. There, you will find the key to unlocking your brother's fate." Alara's eyes widened with hope and determination. The Enchanted Glade was a mystical place deep within the forest, known for its beauty and magic. Gathering her courage, Alara set off into the forest, guided by the moonlight filtering through the trees. The forest was alive with the sounds of night creatures, and the path to the Enchanted Glade was filled with twists and turns. Alara followed a trail of glowing fireflies that seemed to guide her deeper into the woods. After what felt like hours, she arrived at a clearing bathed in moonlight. The Enchanted Glade was a breathtaking sight, with flowers that glowed like stars and a serene pond at its center. At the edge of the pond, a wise old owl perched on a branch. The owl's eyes gleamed with ancient knowledge. "Welcome, Alara. I am the guardian of the Enchanted Glade. The Whispering Willow has guided you here for a reason. To find Rowan, you must solve the riddle of the glade." Alara nodded, her heart pounding with anticipation. The owl continued, "To reveal the path to Rowan, you must find the 3 hidden orbs of light scattered around the glade. Each orb represents a piece of wisdom, and only by collecting them all will you uncover the way to your brother." Alara set out to find the orbs. She first discovered a golden orb nestled among the glowing flowers. As she touched it, the orb burst into light, revealing a vision of a majestic mountain range. The second orb was hidden beneath the surface of the pond. Alara waded into the cool water and retrieved the orb, which shimmered with a bright, azure light. This orb revealed a vision of a dense, enchanted forest. The third and final orb was hidden within the trunk of an ancient oak tree. As Alara retrieved it, the orb shone with a warm, crimson glow. This vision showed a cozy cottage surrounded by fields of wildflowers. With the 3 orbs in hand, Alara returned to the wise old owl. The owl's eyes twinkled with approval. "You have gathered the orbs and seen the visions. The path to Rowan is revealed through the places shown to you. The mountain range, the enchanted forest, and the cottage are the key locations. Seek these places in the order of the visions." Alara thanked the owl and made her way first to the mountain range. There, she discovered a hidden cave with a sparkling entrance. Inside, she found a letter from Rowan, explaining that he had been on a quest to find a rare herb to heal a mysterious illness affecting the villagers of a distant land. Next, Alara journeyed through the enchanted forest. Guided by the clues in Rowan's letter, she found the rare herb growing in a secluded glen, just as Rowan had described. Finally, Alara arrived at the cozy cottage depicted in the orb's vision. To her joy, Rowan was there, recovering from his journey and tending to the herb he had found. The reunion was filled with tears of joy and relief. Rowan explained that he had been helping a distant village and had been delayed in his return. With the herb in hand and Rowan by her side, Alara and Rowan returned to Rivendell. The village was overjoyed to see Rowan back, and the rare herb healed the villagers who had been suffering. The Whispering Willow's guidance had led Alara to her brother and restored peace to their village. Alara's bravery and kindness were celebrated, and the Whispering Willow continued to stand tall, its whispers now filled with tales of hope and reunion. And so, in the heart of Rivendell, where the forest met the river and the willow's branches swayed, Alara and Rowan lived happily ever after. Their lives forever touched by the magic of the Whispering Willow. In a land far beyond the reach of ordinary maps, there existed an enchanted forest known as Eldergrove. This forest was unlike any other, with trees that whispered secrets, flowers that sang gentle lullabies, and streams that sparkled like liquid starlight. The heart of Eldergrove was the Whispering Tree, an ancient and wise tree said to be the source of the forest's magic. The Whispering Tree stood at the center of the forest, its branches stretching high into the sky and its roots deep into the earth. It had the power to grant wishes and solve the deepest of problems, but it could only do so if approached by someone pure of heart and noble in spirit. One day, a young girl named Lila lived in a village near the edge of Eldergrove. Lila was known throughout her village for her kindness and courage. She cared for sick animals, helped her neighbors, and always sought to bring a smile to those around her. Despite her caring nature, her life was not without difficulties. Her family was poor, and her village was plagued by a drought that threatened their crops and livelihoods. One evening, as Lila watched the sunset from her small home, she heard a faint, melodic whisper carried by the breeze. The whisper spoke of hope and magic in Eldergrove. Lila, intrigued and hopeful, decided that she would venture into the forest to seek help from the Whispering Tree. The next morning, armed with a small satchel of provisions and her unwavering hope, Lila set out on her journey. The path into Eldergrove was lush and vibrant, but as she ventured deeper, she encountered a series of challenges. The first was the River of Illusions, a shimmering stream that created mirages and false paths. Lila approached the river with caution. She remembered the stories of how to navigate illusions with clarity of mind and heart. She focused on her goal, to save her village, and with determination, she followed the true path revealed by her pure heart, crossing the river with ease. As she continued, Lila reached the Grove of Echoes, where the trees mimicked every sound and word spoken. She needed to pass through this grove to reach the Whispering Tree, but the echoes could easily lead her astray with confusing and contradictory advice. Remembering the lessons of patience and perseverance, Lila spoke only kind and reassuring words to herself and to the forest around her. Her steady heart and gentle voice guided her through the grove without falling into confusion. Finally, Lila arrived at the clearing where the Whispering Tree stood. Its presence was majestic and calming, its leaves rustling softly as if in conversation with the wind. Lila approached with reverence and spoke to the tree, "Great Whispering Tree, I come to you with a humble heart. My village suffers from a terrible drought, and our crops are failing. I seek your wisdom and aid to restore our land and bring prosperity back to our people." The Whispering Tree's branches swayed gently, and its leaves rustled as it listened to Lila's plea. After a moment of silence, the tree's deep voice resonated through the clearing. "Dear child, you have shown great courage and kindness on your journey. To restore balance to your land, you must first understand the true nature of abundance." The tree then shared a vision with Lila, a vision of a hidden spring deep within the forest, whose waters held the power to end the drought. However, the spring was guarded by a mystical guardian who required a special offering to reveal its location. Lila thanked the Whispering Tree and set off to find the hidden spring. Guided by the vision, she navigated through the forest's winding paths and eventually reached the guardian's domain, a lush and vibrant glade filled with radiant flowers and glowing creatures. The guardian of the spring was a graceful fairy named Amara. She hovered above a crystal-clear pool, her wings sparkling like morning dew. To gain access to the spring, Amara said, You must offer something that represents your true self. Lila thought deeply about what she could offer. She remembered her grandmother's old pendant, a simple but cherished family heirloom that symbolized her love for her family and her commitment to helping others. With a heart full of sincerity, she offered the pendant to Amara. The fairy's eyes softened, and she accepted the gift with grace. "Your offering is a reflection of your heart," Amara said. "The spring shall reveal itself to you." With a wave of her wand, Amara revealed a hidden passage leading to the spring. The waters flowed abundantly, and Lila knew that this was the key to saving her village. She filled her canteen with the magical water and thanked Amara for her help. Returning to her village, Lila shared the water with her people. The magical spring's waters were poured into the parched fields, and soon, the crops began to flourish. The once dry land became lush and green, and the village celebrated the return of prosperity. The villagers marveled at the miracle and praised Lila for her bravery and determination. Though she never sought recognition, Lila's selflessness and courage became a beacon of hope for everyone. The village thrived, and the story of Lila's quest and the Whispering Tree became a cherished legend. In time, Eldergrove continued to thrive under the care of the Whispering Tree, and its magic remained a source of wonder and inspiration. Lila's tale was passed down through generations, a reminder of the power of kindness, courage, and the belief that even the smallest act of love could bring about the greatest change. And so, the enchanted forest and the village lived in harmony, their lives intertwined by the magic of the Whispering Tree and the heart of a brave young girl who dared to dream of a better world. The end. Once upon a time, in a land where the sky kissed the earth with hues of lavender and gold, there was a kingdom known as Eldoria. This kingdom was unlike any other, for it was ruled by the gentle and wise Queen Alara. Eldoria was a place of peace and prosperity, where the rivers sang lullabies, and the wind carried the scent of blooming flowers all year round. But what made Eldoria truly special was the Tree of Radiance, a magnificent tree that stood in the center of the kingdom. Its leaves sparkled like diamonds, and its roots were said to reach the very heart of the world, drawing up the purest magic to sustain the land. However, the Tree of Radiance had begun to lose its light. Each day, its leaves dimmed, and the once vibrant kingdom began to fade into shadows. The people of Eldoria grew worried, and Queen Alara, though strong and wise, knew that something had to be done. But the Tree of Radiance was ancient, and its magic was beyond even the queen's understanding. One day, a rumor spread through the kingdom. It was said that deep in the misty mountains, there was a mysterious old woman who knew the secrets of the Tree of Radiance. She was known as the Oracle of the Mountains, and she was said to have lived for centuries, holding the wisdom of ages past. Hearing this, Queen Alara called upon the bravest and kindest in her land to seek out the oracle and learn how to save the Tree of Radiance. Many noble knights and skilled magicians volunteered, but the queen chose someone unexpected, a young girl named Seraphina. Seraphina was known for her pure heart and gentle spirit. She had no titles or wealth, but she had a deep love for the land and its people. "Seraphina," Queen Alara said, "I believe you have the courage and kindness needed for this journey. Will you go to the oracle and bring back the knowledge we need to save our kingdom?" Without hesitation, Seraphina agreed. She packed a small satchel with a loaf of bread, a flask of water, and a warm cloak, and set off toward the misty mountains. The journey was long and difficult, but Seraphina's determination never wavered. She traveled through dense forests, crossed rivers, and climbed steep hills. Along the way, she encountered creatures both fearsome and friendly. As she entered the darkwood forest, she met a wolf with eyes that glowed like embers. The wolf blocked her path, its fur bristling. Seraphina, though frightened, spoke softly to the wolf, offering it a piece of bread from her satchel. The wolf, surprised by her kindness, stepped aside and guided her safely through the forest. Next, Seraphina reached the Whispering Falls, a cascading waterfall where the water seemed to sing in a language only the wind could understand. To cross the falls, she needed to leap from stone to stone, but the current was strong, and the rocks were slippery. As she stood at the edge, a falcon swooped down from the sky, carrying a vine in its beak. The falcon dropped the vine to Seraphina, who used it to study herself as she crossed the falls, thanking the bird with a smile. Finally, after many days of travel, Serafina arrived at the foot of the misty mountains. The peaks were shrouded in clouds, and the air was cool and thin. As she began her ascent, the path became steep and treacherous. But Serafina pressed on, driven by her love for her kingdom and the hope of saving the Tree of Radiance. At last, she reached a small cave near the mountain summit. Inside, the air was warm, and the walls were lined with glowing crystals that bathed the cave in a soft, ethereal light. There, sitting by a small fire, was the Oracle of the Mountains, a woman with silver hair and eyes that sparkled with the wisdom of the stars. "Welcome, Serafina," the Oracle said in a voice as soothing as a lullaby. "I have been expecting you." Serafina knelt before the Oracle and told her of the Tree of Radiance and the fading light in Eldoria. The Oracle listened carefully, her eyes never leaving Serafina's. "When the light of the Tree of Radiance dims," the Oracle began, "it is because the magic that sustains it is weakening. The tree draws its strength from the love and harmony in the hearts of the people. But the world has grown more troubled, and that magic is waning. To restore the tree's light, you must rekindle the flame of unity and compassion within your kingdom." The Oracle handed Serafina a small vial filled with a glowing golden liquid. "This is the essence of hope," she explained. "When you return to Eldoria, pour this essence into the roots of the Tree of Radiance. But remember, Serafina, the essence alone will not save the tree. The people of Eldoria must also renew their commitment to kindness, love, and unity. Only then will the tree's light be fully restored." Serafina thanked the Oracle and began her journey back to Eldoria. As she traveled, she thought about the Oracle's words and the importance of bringing her people together. Upon returning to the kingdom, she went straight to the Tree of Radiance and poured the essence of hope into its roots. The tree glowed faintly, but Serafina knew that the real work was just beginning. Serafina spoke to the people of Eldoria, sharing the Oracle's message. She encouraged them to rekindle the bonds of friendship and love that had once been so strong in their hearts. The people listened, and slowly but surely, they began to change. Acts of kindness spread through the kingdom like wildfire. Neighbors helped one another, families reunited, and the joy of unity filled the air. As the people of Eldoria came together, the Tree of Radiance responded. Its leaves, once dim, began to shine brighter and brighter until they sparkled like the stars in the night sky. The light of the tree spread across the land, bringing life and color back to Eldoria. Queen Alara, moved by the transformation, praised Serafina for her courage and wisdom. "You have saved our kingdom, Serafina, not with a sword or spell, but with the power of love and unity. You have shown us the true magic that lies within our hearts." And so, Eldoria was restored to its former glory, more vibrant and beautiful than ever before. The Tree of Radiance stood tall, a beacon of hope and harmony, its light a reminder of the power of kindness and the strength of unity. Serafina became a beloved figure in the kingdom, known as the Heart of Eldoria, for she had shown everyone that the greatest magic of all is the love we share. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a realm of rolling hills and serene forests, there was a village called Rivermoor. Rivermoor was a place where the land thrived with vibrant colors, and the river that meandered through it sparkled like liquid silver under the sunlight. The villagers lived in harmony with nature and were known for their kindness and generosity. In this village lived a clever and adventurous boy named Finn. Finn loved exploring the forests and meadows surrounding Rivermoor, always on the lookout for hidden secrets and forgotten tales. One day, while wandering through a particularly dense part of the forest, Finn stumbled upon an old, moss-covered book partially buried beneath a fallen tree. Excitedly, Finn brushed off the dirt and carefully opened the book. Inside were pages filled with elegant, swirling script and beautiful illustrations of fantastical creatures. Among the illustrations was a silver fox, its eyes glinting with a mysterious light. The text next to the fox read, "To find the secret of the silver fox. Follow its trail where the moonlight falls, and the answer will be revealed and the night is still and the forest calls." Intrigued, Finn decided to seek out this legendary fox and uncover the secret mentioned in the book. That evening, as the full moon began to rise, he set out into the forest with the book in hand, guided by the moonlight. The forest was bathed in a silvery glow, and the shadows danced gently on the ground. Finn followed the path outlined in the book, moving deeper into the forest where the trees seemed to whisper ancient secrets. The air was crisp and cool, and the only sound was the soft rustling of leaves. After a while, Finn reached a small clearing where the moonlight shone directly onto a large, flat stone. On the stone was an intricate pattern of runes and symbols, and at its center was a silver pendant shaped like a fox. The pendant sparkled under the moonlight, casting a gentle, mesmerizing light. Finn reached out and picked up the pendant. As he held it, he felt a warm, comforting energy flow through him. The pendant seemed to hum with life, and Finn could feel that it was connected to something greater. Suddenly, a soft rustling sound came from the edge of the clearing, and a magnificent silver fox appeared from the shadows. Its fur gleamed with a soft, ethereal light, and its eyes held a deep, knowing gaze. "Greetings, brave Finn," the fox spoke in a melodious voice. "I am the guardian of this pendant and the keeper of the secret it holds." Finn was amazed. "You're the silver fox from the book. What is the secret you guard?" The fox smiled gently. "The secret of the silver fox is not just in the pendant, but in the heart of those who seek it. This pendant has the power to reveal the true nature of anyone who wears it. It shows not only who they are, but also who they could become." Finn looked at the pendant thoughtfully. "What does it reveal about me?" The silver fox's eyes twinkled. "To understand its true nature, you must first understand your own heart. The pendant will show you the path you are meant to take and the strengths you possess." With a nod, Finn placed the pendant around his neck. As soon as he did, the pendant glowed brightly, and a soft light surrounded him. Images began to appear in the light, visions of Finn helping others, exploring new lands, and discovering hidden wonders. It showed him as a leader, a friend, and a protector. The silver fox continued, "The pendant reveals that you have a heart full of courage and kindness. It shows that your greatest strength lies in your ability to inspire and help those around you. Use this gift wisely, and always remember to follow your heart." Finn was filled with a sense of purpose and gratitude. "Thank you, Silver Fox. I will use this gift to help others and make a difference in the world." The silver fox nodded approvingly. "Remember, the magic of the pendant is not just in its light, but in the actions and choices of the one who wears it. Go forth and be a beacon of hope and kindness." With that, the silver fox vanished into the forest, and the pendant's light dimmed to a soft, steady glow. Finn returned to Rivermore, carrying with him not just a magical pendant, but a renewed sense of purpose. Over the years, Finn used the pendant's guidance to help his village and beyond. He became known for his wisdom, bravery, and compassion. The pendant remained a symbol of his journey and the magic that lies within the heart of those who dare to follow their dreams. And so, Rivermore flourished under Finn's leadership, and the tale of the silver fox became a cherished story passed down through generations, a reminder that the greatest secrets are often found within ourselves. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and a vast forest, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Mira. Mira had a deep love for nature and spent most of her days tending to her grandmother's garden, which was filled with vibrant flowers and fragrant herbs. One evening, while pruning a rose bush, Mira discovered an old, dusty key buried among the roots. It was an ornate key with intricate designs, and it had a faint, magical glow. Intrigued, Mira showed the key to her grandmother, who recognized it with wide eyes. "Ah, Mira," her grandmother said with a hint of excitement, "this is the key to the enchanted garden, a magical place spoken of in old legends. It's said to be hidden deep within the forest, and only those with a pure heart can find it. But remember, finding the garden is only the beginning. The garden holds a great secret that must be uncovered." Mira's curiosity was piqued, and she decided to embark on a journey to find the enchanted garden. She packed a small satchel with essentials and set off into the forest. Guided by the moonlight and the mysterious key, The forest was dense and filled with the sounds of chirping crickets and rustling leaves. Mira followed a narrow, winding path illuminated by the moon's gentle glow. After hours of walking, she reached a clearing with an old, ivy-covered archway. The archway was adorned with glowing runes that seemed to shimmer in the moonlight. With a deep breath, Mira approached the archway and used the key to unlock a hidden gate behind it. As the gate creaked open, a breathtaking sight unfolded before her eyes: the enchanted garden. The garden was a place of wonder, with flowers that glowed softly, trees with silver leaves, and a gentle stream that sparkled like stardust. At the heart of the garden was a grand, ancient oak tree with a door carved into its trunk. The door was adorned with the same glowing runes as the archway. Mira felt a sense of awe and excitement as she approached the door. Suddenly, a melodious voice echoed through the garden. "Welcome, brave soul. I am Leora, the guardian of the enchanted garden. To unlock the true magic of this garden, you must complete 3 trials. The first trial is the trial of courage." Mira nodded and prepared herself for the challenge. Leora's voice continued, "In the heart of the garden lies the maze of shadows. You must navigate through it to find the Heartstone, a gem that will reveal the path to the next trial." Mira entered the maze of shadows, a labyrinth filled with shifting walls and mysterious illusions. The maze was dark and eerie, with shadows that seemed to move and whisper. Mira's heart raced, but she kept her focus on finding the Heartstone. As she navigated through the maze, Mira encountered various obstacles, illusionary creatures and deceptive paths. She relied on her inner strength and determination to overcome each challenge. Finally, she reached the center of the maze, where the Heartstone glowed with a warm, comforting light. With the Heartstone in hand, Mira returned to the entrance of the maze, where Leora awaited her. "You have completed the trial of courage," Leora said. "The next trial is the trial of wisdom. You must seek out the sage of the garden and answer his riddle." Mira followed the compass of the Heartstone and found the sage, an ancient tortoise with a wise, knowing gaze. The sage spoke in a deep, calming voice: "To pass the trial of wisdom, you must solve my riddle. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Mira thought carefully, recalling the riddles and puzzles she had solved before. "The answer is an echo," she said with confidence. The sage nodded and presented Mira with a shimmering, silver key. "You have passed the trial of wisdom," he said. "This key will guide you to the final trial." Mira took the key and followed its guidance to a serene pond in the garden, where a gentle, glowing figure emerged from the water. "I am the spirit of the moonlight," the figure said. "To complete the final trial, the trial of kindness, you must help restore the moonflower to full bloom. It is the heart of the garden and the source of its magic." Mira looked around and noticed that the moonflower, a magnificent bloom with petals that shimmered like silver, was wilting and in need of care. She gently tended to the flower, using the knowledge she had gained from her grandmother's garden. She watered it with enchanted water from the stream and sang a soothing lullaby. As Mira cared for the moonflower, its petals began to glow and regain their vibrant color. The garden seemed to come alive with renewed energy and magic. The spirit of the moonlight smiled warmly. "You have shown great kindness and restored the heart of the garden," the spirit said. "You have completed all 3 trials and unlocked the true magic of the enchanted garden." The grand oak tree's door creaked open, revealing a hidden chamber filled with ancient scrolls and treasures. At the center of the chamber was a beautiful, radiant crystal that pulsed with a soft, golden light. Leora appeared beside Mira. "This crystal is the source of the garden's magic," Leora explained. "It has the power to bring joy and prosperity to the world outside. As a token of our gratitude, we offer you a gift, a magical seed that will allow you to create your own enchanted garden." Mira accepted the gift with gratitude and returned to her village with a heart full of wonder and a magical seed. She used the seed to create a beautiful garden in her village, one that was filled with vibrant flowers and enchanting magic. The village flourished, and the garden became a cherished place for all to enjoy. Mira's adventure became a beloved story in the village, inspiring others to seek their own magic and embrace the wonders of nature. And so, Mira lived a life filled with joy and wonder, always connected to the magic of the enchanted garden. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. In a quaint village called Meadowbrook, nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, lived a young girl named Lila. Lila was known for her boundless curiosity and her kind heart. She loved to explore the woods and fields surrounding her village, always hoping to uncover some new secret or hidden wonder. One crisp autumn evening, as Lila walked home from the forest, she noticed a peculiar glow coming from a nearby hill. Intrigued, she climbed the hill and discovered a small, ancient stone covered in intricate carvings. The stone seemed to shimmer with a faint, magical light. At its center was a deep blue gem, a starstone, as the village legends called it. According to the stories passed down through generations, the Starstone was a magical gem that had the power to grant one wish to a person with a pure heart. However, it had been lost for many years, and its magic was believed to be a mere fairy tale. Excited by her discovery, Lila gently touched the Starstone, and a soft voice whispered in her ear, "To awaken the magic, you must follow the path of courage, wisdom, and compassion." The quest begins. Determined to unlock the Starstone's magic, Lila set out on a quest. She took the gem to her grandmother, who was known for her knowledge of ancient legends. Her grandmother confirmed the tale and explained that the Starstone's magic could only be activated by completing 3 challenges, one of courage, one of wisdom, and one of compassion. Lila packed a small bag with essentials and set off into the forest, following the map of clues her grandmother had provided. The first challenge led her to the Caves of Echoes, a dark and winding labyrinth said to test one's courage. The challenge of courage. Inside the caves, Lila encountered eerie shadows and strange sounds that seemed to play tricks on her mind. The cave was filled with twisting passages and unexpected obstacles. As she ventured deeper, she found herself face to face with a giant spider, its eyes glowing menacingly. Despite her fear, Lila remembered the stories of bravery she had heard. Taking a deep breath, she stood her ground and spoke kindly to the spider, explaining that she meant no harm. To her surprise, the spider revealed itself to be a guardian of the cave and was testing her bravery. Pleased with her courage, the spider allowed her to pass and provided her with a shimmering crystal to help guide her on the rest of her journey. The challenge of wisdom. The next challenge took Lila to the Wise Owl's Grove, where an ancient owl named Olwen awaited her. Olwen was known for his riddles and wisdom. To pass this challenge, Lila had to solve a riddle that would reveal the way to the final challenge. Olwen asked, "I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but water kills me. What am I?" Lila thought carefully and answered, "Fire." Olwen nodded approvingly and gave Lila a magical parchment that would show her the path to the final challenge. The parchment glowed with a soft light and guided her to the heart of the forest, where the final test awaited. The challenge of compassion. In the heart of the forest, Lila found a small, injured fawn. The fawn was trembling and in pain, unable to move. This challenge was to test her compassion. Lila gently tended to the fawn, using her first aid knowledge and the herbs she had gathered along the way. She spoke soothing words and made a cozy nest for the fawn to rest. As she cared for the fawn, a gentle breeze blew through the trees, and a soft light surrounded them. The fawn's injuries began to heal, and it stood up, its eyes filled with gratitude. The spirit of the forest, moved by Lila's compassion, revealed itself and granted her the final piece of the puzzle. The wish fulfilled. With all 3 challenges complete, Lila returned to the Starstone. As she placed the crystal, the parchment, and the light from her journey near the stone, it began to glow brightly. The magical energy of the Starstone enveloped her, and she felt a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. Lila made her wish, "I wish for my village to thrive and be filled with happiness and prosperity." The Starstone's light spread throughout the land, and the village of Meadowbrook began to flourish. The fields became abundant with crops, the river flowed with crystal clear water, and the village was filled with joy and laughter. The villagers marveled at the transformation and celebrated Lila's bravery, wisdom, and compassion. A lasting legacy. Lila's tale became a cherished story in Meadowbrook, inspiring generations to come. The Starstone was returned to its resting place, waiting for the next pure-hearted seeker. Lila continued to explore and help others, her actions always guided by the lessons she had learned on her quest. As the years passed, Meadowbrook thrived under the blessings of the Starstone. The village remained a place of happiness and harmony, and Lila's legacy lived on as a symbol of courage, wisdom, and compassion. And so, in the magical village of Meadowbrook, the Starstone's light continued to shine brightly, a testament to the power of a pure heart and the magic of a wish fulfilled. The end. Once upon a time, in the enchanted kingdom of Verdantia, there was a village surrounded by rolling hills, shimmering lakes, and ancient forests. This village was blessed with beauty and abundance, but it was overshadowed by one great mystery, the Whispering Lake, a serene body of water said to hold magical secrets and a compass that could guide anyone to their heart's true desire. In this village lived a spirited young boy named Finn. Finn was known for his adventurous spirit and his boundless curiosity. His greatest wish was to explore beyond the village and uncover the secrets of the Whispering Lake. His grandmother, who had told him stories of the lake's magic, had always warned him of the challenges one must face to uncover its secrets. One moonlit night, while Finn was gazing at the stars and dreaming of adventures, he overheard a conversation among the village elders. They spoke of a powerful compass hidden within the depths of the Whispering Lake, a compass that had the power to grant one's deepest wish but was said to be guarded by mystical creatures and hidden traps. Determined to find the compass and fulfill his own dream of adventure, Finn decided to set out on a quest. He packed a small satchel with essentials: bread, cheese, a flask of water, and a sturdy rope. As the full moon illuminated the night sky, Finn quietly left the village and made his way to the Whispering Lake. The lake was as enchanting as the stories described. Its waters shimmered with a silvery light, and the surrounding trees seemed to whisper softly in the breeze. Finn approached the edge of the lake and noticed an old rowboat tethered to a wooden dock. With a deep breath, he climbed into the boat and rowed out into the center of the lake, guided by the moonlight. As he ventured further, the water grew cooler, and a soft mist began to rise. Suddenly, the mist parted to reveal a glowing figure, an ethereal water nymph with flowing hair that sparkled like stardust. "Brave traveler," the nymph spoke, her voice like a gentle breeze, "to obtain the moonlit compass, you must first prove your worth through 3 trials." Finn nodded, ready for the challenge. The nymph waved her hand, and 3 paths appeared on the water's surface, each leading to a different challenge. The first path led to a magical grove where a majestic white stag awaited. The stag's antlers glowed with moonlight, and its eyes were filled with ancient wisdom. To proceed, the stag said, "You must show your heart's true courage by facing your greatest fear." In front of the stag was a mirror that reflected Finn's deepest fears. He saw himself alone in a vast, dark forest, unable to find his way. Summoning all his bravery, Finn faced the image of his fear, acknowledging it without faltering. As he did, the reflection shimmered and disappeared, and the stag nodded in approval. The second path led to a labyrinth of shimmering vines and flowers, where a gentle breeze carried the scent of blooming roses. At the center of the labyrinth was a wise old tortoise who spoke in a soft, musical tone. "To pass this trial, you must solve the riddle of the labyrinth." The tortoise recited the riddle: "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Finn pondered the riddle and thought of the rustling leaves and whispers of the forest. "An echo," he answered. The tortoise smiled and opened a hidden passage through the labyrinth, leading Finn to the final trial. The third path took Finn to a serene, moonlit clearing with a large, ancient tree at its center. Hanging from the tree's branches were numerous colorful lanterns, each glowing with a soft light. Beneath the tree was a gentle fox with shimmering fur. To complete the final trial, the fox said, "You must create a lantern that embodies your heart's deepest wish. Only then will the path to the moonlit compass be revealed." Finn took a deep breath and used the materials from his satchel: flowers, leaves, and a piece of silk he had brought. He crafted a lantern that glowed warmly and radiated a sense of hope and adventure. as he placed the lantern beneath the tree. The fox's eyes twinkled with approval. "The path is now open," the fox said, and a hidden doorway appeared in the base of the tree. Finn walked through the doorway and found himself in a hidden chamber filled with sparkling lights and a pedestal at its center. Upon the pedestal rested the moonlit compass, its needle spinning gently in the moonlight. Finn took the compass carefully, feeling its warmth and magic. As he held it, he made a silent wish to bring joy and wonder to his village through his adventures. The compass glowed brightly, and Finn felt a sense of fulfillment. Returning to the village, Finn was greeted with amazement and joy. He shared his tale of the trials and the magical compass with the villagers, inspiring them with his bravery and the wonder of the Whispering Lake. The moonlit compass became a symbol of hope and adventure, reminding everyone that their dreams were within reach if they faced their fears and believed in their hearts. And so, Finn's adventures continued, and the village of Verdantia thrived with renewed wonder and excitement. The Whispering Lake remained a place of magic and mystery, where dreams were guided by the light of the moonlit compass. In a distant kingdom nestled between misty mountains and vast, shimmering seas, there was a village known as Starhaven. This village was unique because, each night, the villagers would gaze up at a sky filled with stars that seemed to shimmer with a magic of their own. It was said that the stars were woven into the sky by a mysterious figure known as the Star Weaver, who lived in a hidden tower high above the clouds. One evening, as the village prepared for the annual Festival of Stars, a young girl named Lyra stood on the hill overlooking Starhaven. Lyra was known for her curiosity and her unshakable belief in the magic of the stars. Every night, she would gaze up at the sky, dreaming of the day she might see the Star Weaver and learn the secrets behind the starry tapestry. As the Festival of Stars approached, the villagers were bustling with excitement. Lanterns were being prepared, and the air was filled with the sweet aroma of festive treats. However, this year was different. There was a sense of anticipation and wonder as if something extraordinary was about to happen. On the night of the festival, the sky was unusually dark, and the stars were hidden behind a thick veil of clouds. The villagers gathered in the town square, hoping that the clouds would clear and reveal the celestial display. Lyra, however, felt a strange pull towards the edge of the village. Unable to resist her curiosity, Lyra followed the pull through a hidden path that led to the base of the tallest mountain. There, she discovered a narrow, winding staircase carved into the rock, leading up towards the clouds. With a heart full of determination, Lyra began her ascent. The climb was arduous, but Lyra's resolve never wavered. After hours of climbing, she reached a hidden platform high above the clouds. To her amazement, she found a grand, ethereal tower made of shimmering stardust and moonlight. The tower seemed to reach towards the heavens, and the air around it sparkled with magic. Nervously, Lyra knocked on the tower's door. It creaked open to reveal a warm, inviting room filled with celestial wonders, glowing orbs, delicate strands of starlight, and an array of magical instruments. At the center of the room stood the Star Weaver, a graceful figure with flowing robes that shimmered like the night sky. The Star Weaver looked at Lyra with kind, twinkling eyes. "Welcome, Lyra. I've been expecting you." Lyra's eyes widened in awe. "You know my name?" The Star Weaver smiled. "The stars have whispered of your curiosity and your heart full of wonder. They have guided you here tonight." Lyra was amazed and asked, "Why are the stars hidden tonight? And can you help us see them again?" The Star Weaver explained, "The stars are hidden because they are waiting for a special gift to be given, a gift of light and hope. The festival is not just a celebration, it is a chance for the stars to connect with the hearts of the people below." Understanding the importance of her role, Lyra said, "What can I do to help?" The Star Weaver handed Lyra a small, intricately woven pouch filled with stardust. "This is a gift for your village. When the pouch is opened, it will release a light that will reveal the stars and fill the hearts of the villagers with hope and joy." With the pouch in hand, Lyra descended the mountain and returned to Starhaven. The festival was in full swing, and the villagers were beginning to lose hope as the clouds remained stubbornly in place. Lyra approached the center of the village and, with a deep breath, opened the pouch. The stardust inside shimmered and sparkled as it was released into the night sky. The particles danced and twirled, weaving a radiant tapestry of light that began to push the clouds away. As the clouds parted, the stars began to appear, more brilliant and beautiful than ever before. The villagers gasped in awe as the sky was filled with a breathtaking celestial display. The stars seemed to sing a melody of joy and hope, and the entire village was bathed in their magical light. The Festival of Stars was more spectacular than any the villagers had ever experienced. The air was filled with laughter, music, and the warm glow of lanterns. Lyra was celebrated as a hero, and the Star Weaver's gift was treasured as a symbol of hope and connection. From that night on, the villagers of Starhaven never forgot the magic that had touched their lives. The stars were always a little brighter, and the festival became a time of not only celebration but also reflection on the gift of wonder and the power of believing in magic. As for Lyra, she often gazed up at the stars, knowing that her journey had bridged the gap between the celestial and the earthly. She had become a part of the star story, and the magic of the Star Weaver's gift lived on in the hearts of all who looked up at the night sky with wonder. Once upon a time, in the charming town of Timewell, there lived a talented clockmaker named Alastair. Timewell was renowned for its magnificent clocks, each one crafted with intricate designs and remarkable precision. The town's greatest treasure was Alastair's workshop, where clocks of all sizes and styles ticked in perfect harmony. Alastair was a kind and gentle man with a deep love for his craft. He had inherited his clockmaking skills from his grandfather, who had once been the royal clockmaker. The shop was filled with clocks that chimed melodious tunes and danced gracefully with each passing hour. But what made Alastair's clocks truly special was the secret magic they held, an enchantment passed down through generations. One day, as Alastair worked on a particularly ornate grandfather clock, a mysterious stranger entered his shop. The stranger was cloaked in dark robes and wore a silver mask that concealed his face. "Good day," said the stranger in a deep, melodious voice. "I have heard of your remarkable skill, and I come with a request. I seek a clock that can not only measure time but also hold a wish." Intrigued, Alastair agreed to take on the challenge. The stranger handed him an old, tattered scroll with cryptic symbols and a faded map. "This is the map to the Celestial Cavern," the stranger explained. "Within it lies a special crystal that will give the clock the power to grant a single wish. But the cavern is guarded by ancient enchantments, and only someone with a pure heart can retrieve the crystal." Alastair accepted the task, knowing it would be a journey filled with challenges. The next morning, he set out with the map in a small, sturdy satchel. His heart was filled with determination and a sense of wonder. The path to the Celestial Cavern was treacherous and winding. Alastair climbed steep hills and crossed sparkling streams, guided by the map's directions and the light of the full moon. After several days of travel, he finally arrived at the entrance of the cavern, concealed behind a curtain of cascading ivy. As he entered the cavern, Alastair was greeted by a breathtaking sight. The walls shimmered with countless colors, reflecting the light from glowing crystals embedded in the rock. At the cavern's heart was a large, majestic crystal, suspended in midair and radiating a soft, golden light. But the path to the crystal was not easy. The cavern was filled with magical obstacles, shifting walls, puzzling riddles, and illusions that tried to lead him astray. With each challenge, Alastair relied on his ingenuity and his kind heart. He listened carefully to the echoes of the cavern, solved the riddles with patience, and approached each obstacle with a calm and steady mind. Finally, Alastair reached the crystal. As he extended his hand to retrieve it, a warm, soothing voice filled the cavern. "Only those who seek with a pure heart and selfless intention may claim the crystal. What is your wish, dear traveler?" Alastair thought for a moment. He remembered the stranger's request and realized that his true wish was not for himself, but for the well-being of others. "I wish for the clock I am to create to bring joy and happiness to everyone who sees it, to remind them of the beauty in every moment." The voice resonated through the cavern, and the crystal glowed brighter. "Your wish is noble and selfless. The crystal will grant your request. With the crystal safely in his possession, Alistair made his way back to Timewell. He worked tirelessly, using the crystal's magic to craft the most magnificent clock ever made. The clock was adorned with celestial motifs and enchanted with a melody that brought a sense of peace and joy to all who heard it. When the clock was completed, Alistair presented it to the stranger, who revealed himself to be a royal emissary from a distant kingdom. "This clock will be placed in the heart of the royal palace," the emissary said. "It will serve as a reminder to all who see it of the beauty and magic in every moment of time." The clock was installed in the grand hall of the palace, where it chimed melodious tunes that filled the air with joy. People from far and wide came to see the magnificent timepiece, and its enchantment spread happiness throughout the kingdom. Alistair's name became known across the land, not just for his skill as a clockmaker, but for the magic he had woven into every tick and tock. The story of the enchanted clock and the selfless wish it held was told for generations, inspiring others to seek beauty and kindness in their own lives. And so, Timewell continued to thrive, its people forever reminded of the magic that lies in every moment. Alistair's clocks, filled with the enchantment of the celestial cavern, became symbols of hope and joy, cherished by all who beheld them. And they all lived happily ever after. The enchanted carousel. Once upon a time, in the heart of a magical kingdom known as Eldoria, there was a quaint village surrounded by rolling hills and sparkling rivers. At the edge of this village stood an old, abandoned carousel in the middle of an overgrown meadow. The carousel was beautiful, with intricately carved wooden animals and vibrant colors, but it had been silent for many years. In the village lived a spirited girl named Arya. Arya had a great love for stories and dreams of adventure. She often wandered through the meadow, imagining the carousel spinning and the laughter of children filling the air. One day, as she explored the carousel, she noticed something she had never seen before: a small, golden key lying in the grass near the base of the carousel. Curious, Arya picked up the key and examined it. It was adorned with delicate engravings of stars and moons. She felt a tingle of excitement and wondered if the key was meant to unlock a hidden secret. Determined to uncover the mystery, she decided to try the key on the carousel's ornate door. To her surprise, the key fit perfectly, and the door creaked open to reveal a dusty, forgotten interior. Inside, Arya found a magical book resting on a pedestal. The book was covered in shimmering blue leather and had a glowing, silver lock. With a sense of anticipation, she used the golden key to unlock the book. As the book opened, a burst of light filled the meadow, and a soft, melodic voice spoke. "Welcome, brave Arya. You have unlocked the Book of Dreams. To awaken the enchanted carousel and restore its magic, you must complete 3 quests. Each quest will test your heart, your spirit, and your courage." The voice continued, "Your first quest is to find the luminous lantern, hidden deep within the whispering forest. The lantern has the power to light up the carousel's heart." Arya set off towards the whispering forest, guided by the soft glow of the lantern she held. The forest was dense and filled with mystical creatures. As she ventured deeper, she encountered a wise old owl perched on a branch. "The luminous lantern is near," the owl hooted. "But first, you must answer my riddle. What has keys but can't open locks, has space but no room, and you can enter but never go in?" Arya thought for a moment and then answered, "A keyboard." The owl's eyes twinkled with approval. "You are wise, young Arya. Follow the path of glowing mushrooms, and you will find the lantern." Following the path, Arya soon discovered the luminous lantern resting on a stone pedestal, its light pulsating gently. She took the lantern and returned to the carousel, placing it in a special slot near the center of the ride. The carousel's animals began to shimmer with life, and a soft hum filled the air. "The second quest is to restore the carousel's melody," the voice from the book continued. "To do this, you must find the golden music box hidden in the crystal cavern." Arya's journey took her to the crystal cavern, where the walls sparkled like a million stars. Inside, she found a series of crystal chimes, each one emitting a different note. To unlock the golden music box, she had to play the correct melody. As she listened to the chimes, Arya realized that the melody she needed to play was the one she often hummed when she was happy. With great care, she played the melody on the chimes. The golden music box appeared, glowing with a warm, golden light. Arya took the music box back to the carousel and placed it on a special stand. As she opened it, a beautiful melody filled the air, and the carousel's animals began to move with grace and rhythm. The final quest is to bring the carousel's magic to life, the voice said. To do this, you must find the enchanted jewel, which has been hidden in the heart of the meadow. Arya ventured into the heart of the meadow, where she found a large, ancient tree with a hollow at its base. Inside the hollow was the enchanted jewel, a sparkling gem that radiated a mesmerizing light. With the jewel in hand, Arya returned to the carousel and placed it in the central control panel. As the jewel was inserted, the carousel began to spin gracefully, and a magical glow enveloped the ride. The once silent carousel was now alive with laughter and music, and children from the village gathered to enjoy the ride. Arya's heart swelled with joy as she watched the carousel bring happiness to the village. The once abandoned ride was now a symbol of magic and wonder, and Arya was celebrated as a hero for restoring its enchantment. The village of Eldoria continued to thrive with the carousel at its heart, and Arya's adventures became a beloved story told to children for generations to come. The magical carousel remained a beacon of joy, a reminder of the power of courage, curiosity, and the magic that lies within every heart. And so, the enchanted carousel spun on, filling the village with laughter and dreams, forever cherished in the land of Eldoria. Once upon a time, in a lush and verdant kingdom, there was a quaint village named Glimmering Pines. The village was renowned for its stunning night skies and the mysterious lanterns that floated above its rooftops each evening. These lanterns were said to be enchanted, guiding travelers and ensuring that no one was ever lost in the dark. In this village lived a young girl named Leora. Leora was known for her bright smile and an insatiable curiosity about the world beyond her village. Her greatest dream was to venture beyond the familiar hills and discover the wonders of the world. However, she was often held back by the fear of the unknown and the comfort of her home. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the lanterns began to glow softly, Leora sat by the window of her cozy cottage, gazing at the floating lights. Her grandmother had often told her stories about a legendary lantern of Leora, a magical lantern said to grant the deepest wish of its bearer. According to the tales, the lantern was hidden in a secret grove deep within the forest, only revealed to those who had a pure heart and a brave spirit. Determined to find the lantern and fulfill her dream of adventure, Leora decided to set out into the forest. She packed a small satchel with essentials, a loaf of bread, a flask of water, and a warm shawl, and, with a deep breath, ventured into the twilight. The forest was enchanting, with trees that whispered secrets and flowers that glowed faintly in the moonlight. Leora followed a path marked by glistening stones that seemed to beckon her forward. As she walked, the path twisted and turned, leading her deeper into the heart of the forest. After hours of wandering, Leora arrived at a clearing where a beautiful, ancient oak tree stood. Its branches were adorned with tiny, sparkling lights, and at its base was a silver pedestal holding an ornate lantern. The lantern was exquisite, with intricate designs and a soft, golden glow emanating from within. Leora approached the lantern with awe. But as she reached out to touch it, a voice spoke from the shadows. To claim the lantern of Leora, you must prove your worth by showing true courage and kindness. A figure emerged from behind the tree, a wise, old forest guardian with a long, flowing robe and a staff adorned with leaves. "I am Elian, the keeper of the lantern," he said. "To earn its magic, you must first demonstrate the qualities it embodies." Elian explained that Leora must face 3 trials, each testing a different virtue. The first trial was to find and help a lost creature in the forest. Elian led her to a small, frightened deer caught in a bramble. Leora carefully freed the deer, calming it with gentle words and guiding it back to a safe path. The deer nuzzled her gratefully before bounding away into the forest. The second trial was to mend a broken bridge over a rushing river. Elian showed Leora the damaged bridge and asked her to fix it using only the resources she could find nearby. Leora gathered sturdy branches and vines, weaving them together to repair the bridge. She worked tirelessly, and when the bridge was strong and safe, Elyan nodded in approval. The final trial was to light a darkened cave using only her inner light. Elyan led Leora to the entrance of a dark cave, its depths shrouded in shadow. Leora entered the cave, feeling her way forward. As she ventured deeper, she remembered the stories her grandmother had told her about inner strength and belief. Summoning all her courage, she held the lantern high, focusing on her own inner light. The lantern's glow grew brighter, illuminating the cave with a warm, comforting light. When Leora emerged from the cave, Elyan was waiting with a proud smile. "You have shown great courage, kindness, and inner strength. You are truly deserving of the lantern of Leora." Elyan handed the lantern to Leora, and as she held it, she felt a surge of warmth and light. The lantern's glow seemed to merge with her own heart, filling her with a sense of purpose and adventure. "Take the lantern," Elyan said, "and let it guide you on your journey. It will grant you the wisdom and courage to explore the world and fulfill your dreams." With the lantern in hand, Leora returned to her village. The villagers marveled at the lantern's light, which seemed to shine even brighter than before. Inspired by her bravery, they began to see the world through new eyes, embracing their own dreams and adventures. Leora used the lantern to guide her travels far beyond the village, discovering new lands and making many new friends along the way. She always remembered Elyan's lessons, and her adventures became the stuff of legend. And so, the lantern of Leora continued to shine brightly, not only lighting the way for Leora but also inspiring others to seek their own paths and dreams, knowing that courage and kindness could light even the darkest corners of the world. Once upon a time, in a land where the trees whispered ancient secrets and the rivers sang lullabies, there was a mystical place known as the Forest of Echoes. This enchanted forest was famous for its magical properties. Every word spoken within its boundaries was echoed back with an added hint of wisdom and enchantment. The forest was home to many magical creatures, but none were as curious and courageous as a little fox named Finn. Finn was a small, russet-colored fox with bright, inquisitive eyes and a heart full of adventure. He lived at the edge of the Forest of Echoes and often ventured into its depths to explore and discover its secrets. The forest was not just a place of beauty, it held an ancient treasure known as the Heartstone, a gem said to possess the power to bring peace and harmony to the land. One day, the peace of the Forest of Echoes was shattered and an ominous shadow appeared. It was an evil sorceress named Morgana, who sought the Heartstone to enhance her dark powers. With the Heartstone in her possession, she planned to cast a spell that would plunge the land into eternal darkness. The forest's magic began to wane, and the creature sensed the growing danger. Determined to protect his home and the Heartstone, Finn decided to embark on a quest to find the Heartstone before Morgana could. His journey began with a visit to the forest's oldest inhabitant, an ancient oak tree known as Elder Elm. Elder Elm had seen many things in his long life and was a source of wisdom for all who sought it. "Elder Elm," Finn asked, "I must find the Heartstone before Morgana does. Can you help me?" Elder Elm's leaves rustled as he spoke. "To find the Heartstone, you must first face 3 trials. Each trial will test your bravery, wisdom, and kindness. Only by overcoming them will you be able to reach the Heartstone and protect it from Morgana." With a nod of determination, Finn set off deeper into the forest. The first trial awaited him at the Whispering Falls, a cascading waterfall that roared with 1,000 voices. The falls were guarded by the River Guardian, a majestic water spirit with scales that shimmered like moonlight. The River Guardian challenged Finn to solve a riddle. What is so fragile that saying its name breaks it? Finn thought carefully. He knew that the answer had to be something delicate and precious. After a moment, he said, "Silence." The River Guardian smiled and allowed Finn to pass. The waters parted to reveal a hidden path leading to the second trial. The path led to the Grove of Shadows, a dark and eerie place where the trees seemed to shift and whisper secrets. In the center of the grove stood a maze of twisting vines and thorny brambles. At the heart of the maze was a magical lantern that would light the way to the next trial. As Finn entered the maze, the shadows seemed to come alive, creating illusions and making it difficult to find his way. But Finn remembered the echoes of wisdom he had heard in the forest and used them to guide him. he followed the echoes of encouragement and found the lantern, which illuminated the path out of the maze. The final trial took place in the enchanted glade, where the Heartstone was hidden. The glade was protected by the forest's enchantress, a graceful being with a robe woven from the forest's magic. To gain entry, Finn had to prove his heart was pure and his intentions noble. The enchantress asked, "Why do you seek the Heartstone?" Finn replied earnestly, "I seek it to protect my home and the creatures of the forest from the darkness that threatens to consume us." The enchantress saw the sincerity in Finn's eyes and allowed him to proceed. She led him to a hidden chamber where the Heartstone rested upon a pedestal of intertwined roots. Its glow was soft and calming, a beacon of hope. Just as Finn was about to retrieve the Heartstone, Morgana appeared, her dark magic swirling around her like a storm. "You cannot stop me, little fox," she sneered. But Finn stood firm. "I will do whatever it takes to protect my home and the Heartstone." A fierce battle ensued, with Morgana unleashing her dark powers. Finn, using his quick reflexes and the magic of the Heartstone, managed to outwit Morgana. The Heartstone's light countered her dark spells, and with one final burst of light, Morgana was banished, her shadowy form dissipating into the night. With Morgana defeated, the Heartstone's magic was restored, and the Forest of Echoes began to shine with renewed brilliance. Finn returned to the edge of the forest, where the creatures of the land awaited him with cheers and gratitude. The Heartstone was placed back in its rightful place, and the forest's magic flourished once more. Finn became a hero among the forest creatures, celebrated for his bravery, wisdom, and kindness. The legend of Finn and the Heartstone was passed down through generations, a story of courage and the enduring light of hope. And so, the Forest of Echoes thrived, its magic safeguarded by the brave little fox whose heart was as bright as the Heartstone itself. In the heart of the kingdom of Verdantia, where emerald forests met sparkling lakes, and mountains touched the sky, there lay a grand castle. The castle was home to King Cedric and Queen Alara, who were known far and wide for their kindness and wisdom. Their greatest treasure was the enchanted crown, a magical artifact said to grant prosperity and peace to the land. The crown was kept in a secure vault deep within the castle, guarded by powerful spells and enchanted creatures. It was a symbol of hope and unity for the kingdom. One fateful night, a dark sorcerer named Malakar, driven by greed and jealousy, managed to breach the castle's defenses and steal the crown. The kingdom was plunged into darkness, and the once vibrant lands began to wither. Desperate to restore peace, King Cedric and Queen Alara sent word throughout the kingdom, seeking a hero who could retrieve the crown. Among the brave souls who answered the call was a young woman named Lyra. She was known for her courage, cleverness, and a special bond with animals. Lyra was just a simple farmer's daughter, but she had always dreamt of adventure. When she learned about the stolen enchanted crown, she knew this was her chance to make a difference. She packed her belongings and set out on her journey, guided by the hope of restoring her homeland. Her first destination was the Whispering Woods, a mysterious forest known for its magical creatures and hidden secrets. As she ventured deeper into the woods, she met a wise old fox named Fenwick. "Welcome, Lyra," Fenwick greeted with a knowing smile. "I have heard of your quest. The path to Malakar's lair is treacherous. I will guide you, but first, you must help me." Fenwick explained that a magical gem had been stolen from him, which was vital for his powers. He believed it was taken by a mischievous sprite named Puck, who lived in the heart of the forest. Lyra agreed to help Fenwick in exchange for his guidance. After a short search, Lyra and Fenwick found Puck playing tricks on a group of forest animals. With a clever plan and some negotiation, Lyra convinced Puck to return the gem. In gratitude, Fenwick offered Lyra a magical compass that would always point towards the enchanted crown. With the compass in hand, Lyra continued her journey. Her next challenge was to cross the Cursed River, a turbulent waterway said to be guarded by a fearsome sea serpent. As she approached the river, the water began to churn, and the serpent emerged from the depths. The serpent, named Seraphis, was indeed formidable but had a hidden sorrow. Lyra spoke to Seraphis with compassion and learned that the serpent was cursed to guard the river for eternity. the curse could only be broken by a single act of kindness. Lyra offered Seraphis a magical amulet she had found along the way, which she knew could lift curses. In return for this gift, Seraphis allowed her to cross the river safely and promised to aid her in her quest if needed. On the other side of the river, Lyra reached the foot of the Dark Mountains. The mountains were known for their harsh conditions and fierce creatures. As she climbed, she found an old, forgotten path leading to a hidden cave. Inside the cave, she discovered ancient runes that revealed the location of Malakar's lair. Following the directions from the runes, Lyra made her way to Malakar's lair, a dark and foreboding fortress atop a desolate hill. The fortress was surrounded by a powerful barrier of dark magic. With Fenwick's guidance and the compass's help, Lyra managed to find a hidden entrance. Inside the fortress, Lyra confronted Malakar. The sorcerer was a tall, menacing figure cloaked in shadows. The enchanted crown was displayed on a pedestal, its magic waning under Malakar's influence. "Why do you seek the crown?" Lyra demanded. "It does not belong to you." Malakar sneered, "With the crown, I will have the power to rule all realms, and none will stand against me." Lyra knew she had to act quickly. Using the magical amulet she had, she managed to weaken the sorcerer's dark magic. With Fenwick's help in a fierce battle, Lyra managed to defeat Malakar and reclaim the crown. As Lyra held the enchanted crown, its magic began to radiate once more, filling the fortress with a warm, golden light. The kingdom of Verdantia was restored to its former glory, and the land flourished with new life and prosperity. Upon her return, Lyra was hailed as a hero. King Cedric and Queen Alara thanked her for her bravery and presented her with a special medal of honor. The people of Verdantia celebrated, and the enchanted crown was returned to its rightful place in the castle, where it continued to bring peace and harmony to the kingdom. Lyra's courage and kindness were remembered for generations, and her tale became a cherished legend in Verdantia. The kingdom thrived, and the Whispering Woods, the Cursed River, and the Dark Mountains all became symbols of hope and adventure. And so, the tale of Lyra and the enchanted crown lived on, inspiring others to believe in the power of bravery, compassion, and the magic that lies within each of us. The end. Once upon a time, in a charming coastal village known for its colorful boats and bustling markets, lived a young sailor named Finn. Finn was an adventurous soul with a heart full of dreams. He longed to explore the world beyond the horizon, but despite his many journeys, he had yet to find the legendary Hidden Isle, a place said to be filled with wonders and treasures. One day, while cleaning the attic of his family's cottage, Finn stumbled upon an old, dust-covered chest. Inside was an ornate compass, its face adorned with intricate carvings of stars and seashells. It was unlike any compass he had ever seen. Beside it lay a note, written in elegant script. "Follow the compass through moonlit seas. To the hidden isle where dreams take flight. 3 tasks await, so sail with ease. And find the path that shines at night." Excited by the discovery, Finn decided to set sail under the light of the next full moon. As night fell, he prepared his ship, the Sea Whisperer, and set out, holding the enchanted compass tightly. The first task, the Whispering Waves. The compass guided Finn through the moonlit waters, and soon he reached a mysterious part of the ocean where the waves whispered secrets. The compass began to spin wildly, and Finn heard a gentle voice on the wind. "To find your way through these whispering waves, listen to the song of the sea. The melody will guide the path, and lead you to where you need to be." Following the instructions, Finn closed his eyes and listened carefully. He heard a soft, melodic tune carried by the waves. The music was faint but clear, guiding him to steer his ship towards a hidden passage. As Finn followed the melody, the waves parted to reveal a glowing, underwater path leading him to the next challenge. The second task, the Lighthouse of Stars. The path led Finn to a vast, sparkling lagoon where a lighthouse stood tall on a small island. The lighthouse was adorned with glowing star-shaped crystals, casting shimmering reflections across the water. At the base of the lighthouse, a kindly old sea turtle awaited him. The turtle explained, "To reach the Hidden Isle, you must light the beacon of stars." Use this lantern and gather stardust from the crystals around the lighthouse. Finn carefully collected the stardust and placed it into the lantern. As he lit the beacon of stars, the lighthouse began to shine brightly, and the star-shaped crystals glowed even more brilliantly. The light revealed a hidden passage through the lagoon that would lead Finn closer to his goal. The third task, the Enchanted Island. Following the light of the beacon, Finn arrived at the Enchanted Island, a lush paradise surrounded by sparkling waters and vibrant flowers. In the heart of the island stood a grand, ancient tree with a door at its base. As Finn approached the tree, the door creaked open to reveal a beautiful garden filled with glowing fruit and fluttering fairies. The fairies welcomed Finn and led him to a magical fountain in the center of the garden. The fountain was surrounded by 3 golden orbs, each representing a different quality: courage, wisdom, and kindness. To unlock the final secret, Finn needed to place a token of each quality into the fountain. Finn took a moment to reflect on his journey. He thought of his bravery in navigating the whispering waves, his wisdom in lighting the beacon of stars, and his kindness in helping others along the way. He gathered small tokens: an old sailor's medal for courage, a glowing star from the lighthouse for wisdom, and a delicate flower from the enchanted garden for kindness. As Finn placed the tokens into the fountain, it began to sparkle and bubble with radiant light. The center of the garden shifted, revealing a hidden pathway leading to a magnificent treasure chest. Inside the chest, Finn found not gold or jewels, but a beautiful, ancient map of the world. The map was enchanted, with shimmering paths that led to places of wonder and adventure. At the center of the map was the hidden isle, marked with a radiant star. The fairies congratulated Finn and gifted him a small, magical crystal. "This crystal will allow you to return to the hidden isle whenever you wish," they said. With a heart full of joy and a new sense of purpose, Finn set sail back to his village. He knew that the map would lead him to countless new adventures and that the hidden isle was just the beginning. Upon his return, Finn shared his incredible journey with the villagers, inspiring them with tales of the whispering waves, the beacon of stars, and the enchanted island. The village celebrated his bravery and the magic of the hidden isle, and Finn's tales of adventure became a cherished part of village lore. From that day on, Finn continued to explore the world with the enchanted map and crystal, discovering new wonders and sharing the magic he had found. The legend of Finn and the hidden isle lived on, a reminder of the rewards that await those who embark on adventures with courage, wisdom, and kindness. And so, Finn's story became a beloved tale, inspiring others to follow their dreams and seek out the hidden wonders of the world. Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Arinder, there was a lush and mystical forest known as the Whispering Woods. This forest was famed for its talking animals, magical plants, and the ancient wisdom it held. The heart of the Whispering Woods was said to house a powerful enchantment that could fulfill any wish, but only if the wish was made with a pure heart. In the quaint village of Eldenbrook, on the edge of the Whispering Woods, lived a brave and kind-hearted girl named Lily. Lily lived with her grandfather, who had fallen ill with a mysterious sickness. Despite the village healer's best efforts, no remedy seemed to help. Lily, determined to save her beloved grandfather, decided to seek out the heart of the Whispering Woods and make a wish for his recovery. One morning, Lily set off into the forest armed with a satchel of provisions, a map drawn from old stories, and her grandfather's locket as a reminder of why she was on this quest. As she entered the Whispering Woods, the trees seemed to whisper softly, guiding her deeper into the forest. Her first challenge came in the form of a majestic, talking stag that appeared in her path. The stag's antlers gleamed like silver, and its eyes held a deep, knowing look. To pass, the stag said in a gentle voice, "You must prove your bravery. Face the enchanted pool and retrieve a single star from its depths." Following the stag's directions, Lily arrived at the enchanted pool. The pool was surrounded by luminous flowers, and its waters shimmered with a soft, ethereal glow. At the center of the pool was a single, twinkling star resting on a bed of floating lilies. Lily knew she had to dive in to reach it. Despite her fear of the unknown, she took a deep breath and plunged into the water. The water was cool and refreshing, and Lily swam towards the star. As she reached for it, a gentle, soothing voice spoke, "Only those with a heart full of courage can retrieve me." Lily grasped the star and, with a burst of determination, swam back to the surface. The stag waited patiently at the edge of the pool. Upon receiving the star, it nodded in approval and stepped aside, revealing a hidden path deeper into the forest. Lily continued along the path until she reached a grove filled with enchanting, glowing mushrooms. In the center of the grove stood a talking fox with a bushy tail and eyes that sparkled like gems. To continue, the fox said, "You must solve the riddle of the grove." The fox recited the riddle, "I have cities but no houses, I have mountains but no trees, I have water but no fish. What am I?" Lily thought hard about the riddle. She remembered maps she had seen, which showed cities, mountains, and rivers. "A map," she answered confidently. The fox's eyes lit up with delight. "You have answered correctly. Follow the path to the next challenge." Lily thanked the fox and followed the path, which led her to a glade bathed in soft moonlight. In the center of the glade was a grand, ancient tree with a face carved into its trunk. Its eyes were wise and kind. To earn the final blessing, the tree said, "You must show your selflessness. Tend to the forest creatures in need, and only then will you find the way to the heart of the Whispering Woods." Around the tree, Lily saw various forest creatures, birds with injured wings, a family of rabbits caught in a net, and a small fawn that had lost its way. Lily spent hours helping the creatures. She carefully bandaged the bird's wings, freed the rabbits from the net, and guided the fawn back to its family. Her heart was full of compassion as she tended to each creature with care. Once she had finished, the ancient tree's face softened, and a hidden doorway appeared at its base. Lily stepped through the doorway into a serene, glowing clearing at the heart of the Whispering Woods. In the center of the clearing was a beautiful, crystal-clear spring surrounded by radiant flowers. At the edge of the spring, a shimmering figure appeared, a fairy with delicate wings and a warm, welcoming smile. "You have shown bravery, wisdom, and selflessness," the fairy said. "You are worthy of the heart's wish." Lily approached the spring and made her heartfelt wish for her grandfather's recovery. The water of the spring began to swirl and glow brightly. The fairy sprinkled a few drops of the enchanted water into a vial and handed it to Lily. "Give this to your grandfather, and he will be healed." With the vial safely in her satchel, Lily made her way back to Eldon Brook. When she arrived, she found her grandfather still in bed. She gently gave him the enchanted water, and within moments, he began to stir. His color returned, and he sat up, looking healthier and happier than he had in months. The village celebrated the return of Lily and the miraculous healing of her grandfather. The story of Lily's bravery and kindness became a beloved tale in Eldon Brook, and the Whispering Woods continued to be a place of magic and wonder. Lily's adventure taught the villagers that courage, wisdom, and a selfless heart could overcome even the most daunting challenges. And so, the Whispering Woods remained a beacon of hope, reminding everyone that true magic lies in the purity of one's intentions. In the heart of a lush, enchanted forest, there was a small village named Elder Tree, known for its towering trees and sparkling streams. The villagers lived in harmony with nature, drawing wisdom and magic from the ancient oak that stood at the center of their village. This oak was no ordinary tree. It was the guardian tree, a living connection to the spirit of the forest, and it had protected Elder Tree for centuries. Among the villagers was a young girl named Lyra. She was curious, brave, and had a special bond with the animals of the forest. Every morning, she would venture into the woods, accompanied by her loyal squirrel friend, Nutkin, and her pet fox, Ember. The creatures of the forest trusted her, and she could often be seen conversing with birds or helping a deer find its way. One evening, as the sun dipped low and the sky turned a fiery orange, Lyra noticed something strange. The guardian tree's leaves, usually vibrant and green, were beginning to wither and fall. The streams that flowed around it were drying up, and the animals were growing restless. Lyra's heart ached to see her beloved forest in distress. Lyra ran to the village elder, a wise woman named Marwen, who had lived for as long as anyone could remember. Marwan's eyes were filled with sadness as she gazed at the guardian tree. "The tree is dying, Lyra," Marwan said softly. "A dark force is spreading through the forest, draining the life from it. The guardian tree is our only protection, and if it dies, so will the forest." Lyra's resolve hardened. "I have to save it, Elder Marwan. Please tell me what I can do." Marwan looked at her with a mixture of hope and fear. "There is a way, but it is dangerous. You must find the heart of the forest, a magical gem hidden deep within the woods. The heart is the source of all life here, but it has been lost for many years. Only someone pure of heart and strong in spirit can retrieve it." Without hesitation, Lyra agreed. Marwan gave her a small pouch of herbs for protection and whispered a spell to guide her way. Lyra set off at dawn, with Nutkin perched on her shoulder, Ember padding silently beside her. The forest was dense and dark, with shadows that seemed to move on their own. But Lyra was not afraid. She followed the whispers of the trees and the songs of the birds, knowing they would lead her to the heart. After hours of walking, she reached a part of the forest she had never seen before. The air was thick with mist, and the ground was covered in strange, glowing mushrooms. In the distance, she saw a faint light flickering. She hurried toward it, her heart pounding. The light led her to a hidden grove, where a crystal-clear lake shimmered under the moonlight. In the center of the lake, on a small island, stood a pedestal with a glowing gem atop it, the heart of the forest. But as Lyra approached the water's edge, a dark figure rose from the shadows. It was a creature made of smoke and shadow, with eyes that burned like embers. "I have been waiting for you," the creature hissed. "The heart of the forest belongs to me now. If you wish to take it, you must face me." Lyra stood her ground, clutching the pouch of herbs. She knew she couldn't defeat the creature with strength alone. She had to rely on the magic of the forest and her connection to the guardian tree. With a deep breath, she threw the herbs into the air, chanting the spell Marwan had taught her. The herbs burst into a cloud of sparkling dust, surrounding the creature and binding it in place. The creature howled in rage, but it couldn't break free. Lyra didn't waste a moment. She dashed across the water, which seemed to support her weight as if by magic, and reached the pedestal. The heart of the forest was warm in her hands, pulsing with life. As she held the gem, the dark creature let out one final, ear-piercing scream before it dissolved into nothingness. The mist lifted, the trees sighed in relief, and the guardian tree, far away an elder tree, began to revive. Lyra returned to the village as a hero, the heart of the forest glowing brightly in her hands. She placed it at the base of the guardian tree, and immediately, the tree's leaves turned green again, the streams flowed with fresh water, and the animals sang in joy. The village celebrated for days, and Lyra was honored as the savior of Elder Tree. But Lyra didn't seek praise or glory. She was just happy to see her forest, her home, alive and thriving once more. And so, the legend of Lyra and the heart of the forest was passed down through generations, a story of bravery, friendship, and the magic that lives in the heart of nature. Once upon a time, in a land where rolling hills met the edge of a sparkling sea, there was a charming village called Brightwood. Brightwood was known for its lush gardens and vibrant markets, but its most treasured possession was the Whispering Pendant, a delicate, silver locket that was said to grant a single wish to anyone with a pure heart. The Whispering Pendant was kept safe in the village's grand hall, guarded by the kind-hearted mayor, Lady Eliza. Every year, on the eve of the harvest festival, the pendant would be displayed for all to see. The villagers believed it was a source of their prosperity and happiness. One autumn, just days before the harvest festival, a mysterious fog rolled into Brightwood. The fog was thick and gray, and it clung to the village, making it difficult to see and breathe. As the fog settled, the Whispering Pendant was stolen from its display. Without the pendant, the villagers began to lose hope, and the once vibrant village felt dim and forlorn. The mayor, deeply worried, summoned a young girl named Mira. Mira was known for her bravery and curiosity. She had always been fascinated by the Whispering Pendant and had dreamt of one day uncovering its secrets. Lady Eliza believed that Mira might be the key to finding the pendant and saving Brightwood. "Mira," said Lady Eliza, "the pendant is crucial to our village's well-being. We need you to find it and bring it back. Follow your heart, and trust in the kindness within you." With a determined spirit, Mira set off on her quest. She ventured into the foggy forest that surrounded Brightwood, following a shimmering trail of moonlight that she believed might lead her to the pendant. The forest was filled with mystical creatures, and Mira encountered a wise old squirrel named Nutmeg. "Many creatures have seen the fog," Nutmeg chattered. "But the pendant has been taken to a hidden realm by the Shadow Sorcerer, a creature who feeds on sadness and despair. To reach him, you must find the key of light hidden within the enchanted grove." Nutmeg's words guided Mira to the enchanted grove, a magical glade where the trees whispered secrets and the air shimmered with enchantment. There, Mira faced her first challenge, a sparkling river that blocked her path. The river's surface was calm, but it concealed treacherous currents beneath. To cross the river, Mira had to solve a riddle posed by a mystical water spirit named Niev. "I am light as a feather, yet the strongest person cannot hold me for much longer than a minute. What am I?" Mira thought carefully, considering the nature of the riddle. She answered, "Breath." The water spirit nodded and created a bridge of shimmering light, allowing Mira to cross the river and continue her journey. On the other side of the river, Mira found a small, ancient chest buried beneath a mossy tree. The chest held the key of light, a brilliant gem that sparkled like the morning sun. Mira took the key and continued her quest, guided by the gentle glow of the key. Eventually, Mira arrived at the Shadow Sorcerer's lair. A dark and foreboding castle perched on a craggy cliff. The sorcerer was a tall, cloaked figure whose presence seemed to drain the color from the world around him. He sat upon a throne of shadows, the whispering pendant glowing faintly beside him. Mira approached the sorcerer with courage and respect. "I have come to reclaim the whispering pendant and restore it to Brightwood. Our village is in great need of its magic." The Shadow Sorcerer looked at Mira with a mixture of curiosity and scorn. "Why should I return it? What will it mean to me?" Mira took a deep breath and spoke from her heart. "The pendant's magic brings joy and hope to many. If you return it, you will help restore light and happiness to countless lives. You might also find that kindness and light can bring more fulfillment than darkness ever could." The sorcerer, moved by Mira's sincerity, began to feel a strange warmth in his heart. He looked at the pendant and then at Mira. For the first time, he began to question his own actions. With a deep sigh, the Shadow Sorcerer lifted the pendant and handed it to Mira. "Perhaps you are right. I have seen the effect of my actions, and maybe there is something to be gained from letting go of darkness." Mira thanked the sorcerer and left the castle, the key of light glowing brightly in her hand. As she made her way back to Brightwood, the fog began to lift, and the vibrant colors of the village started to return. When Mira arrived at the Grand Hall, she placed the whispering pendant back in its display. The pendant shimmered with renewed brilliance, and its magic began to spread throughout the village. Brightwood was soon restored to its former glory, and the Harvest Festival was celebrated with renewed joy and festivity. The Shadow Sorcerer, having found a new path, began to help others using his knowledge of magic. He discovered that there was more joy in spreading light than in dwelling in shadows. Mira's bravery and compassion became a cherished tale in Brightwood. The whispering pendant continued to bring happiness and prosperity to the village. And the story of Mira's adventure was a reminder of the power of kindness and the importance of following one's heart. Once upon a time, in the quaint kingdom of Eldoria, nestled between verdant hills and crystalline lakes, there was a small village named Bramblewood. The village was renowned for its cheerful inhabitants, lush gardens, and the sparkling river that wound through it. But the villagers held a secret, whispered only in the quietest corners. Beyond the forest lay the Crystal Cavern, a magical place said to house a treasure of great power and mystery. In this village lived a spirited girl named Lyra. Lyra was known for her curiosity and adventurous spirit. She loved exploring the woods and discovering hidden places, but the legend of the Crystal Cavern intrigued her more than anything. It was said that whoever found the cavern and unlocked its secrets would be granted a single, profound wish. One bright morning, Lyra's grandmother fell ill with a strange affliction that no medicine could cure. The village healer tried everything, but nothing seemed to help. Remembering the tales of the Crystal Cavern, Lyra decided she would seek out the cavern, hoping to find a cure for her beloved grandmother. With a heart full of hope and determination, Lyra packed a small bag with essentials: a loaf of bread, a flask of water, a warm cloak, and her grandfather's old compass, which had guided their family for generations. She kissed her grandmother goodbye and set off toward the forest. The forest was enchanting yet mysterious. The trees seemed to whisper secrets, and the path ahead was cloaked in shadows and light. After hours of walking, Lyra found herself at the edge of a hidden glade, where a small, ancient door was set into the base of a massive oak tree. The door was adorned with intricate carvings of mythical creatures and glowing with a soft, inviting light. Lyra pushed the door open and stepped into a narrow passage that descended gently into the earth. The walls of the passage were lined with shimmering crystals that cast a soft, multicolored glow. The deeper she went, the more the passage opened up into a vast underground cavern. At the heart of the cavern was a magnificent pool of water surrounded by towering crystals. The light from the crystals danced on the water's surface, creating a kaleidoscope of colors. On a pedestal in the center of the pool sat a crystal orb that pulsed with a warm, golden light. As Lyra approached the orb, she heard a melodious voice echo through the cavern. To claim the treasure of the Crystal Cavern, you must face the trials of the heart and mind. The first trial came in the form of a shimmering mirage. Lyra found herself in a forest identical to the one she had left, but the path seemed to twist and change with each step. The mirage tested her resolve and patience, but Lyra remained focused on her goal, following her heart's true direction. As she emerged from the mirage, she faced the second trial, a riddle posed by a wise old owl perched atop a crystal branch. The owl's eyes sparkled with ancient knowledge as it spoke. "I have keys but open no locks, I have space but no rooms. You can enter but cannot leave. What am I?" Lyra pondered the riddle. She thought of the various things that could fit the description. "A piano," she answered. The owl hooted with approval, and the path to the final trial was revealed. The final trial was a test of courage and compassion. A gentle mist filled the cavern, and Lyra saw a vision of her grandmother lying in bed, weak and frail. The mist seemed to mirror her feelings of fear and sadness. To pass this trial, Lyra had to confront her deepest fears and doubts about her grandmother's condition. Summoning her courage, Lyra stepped into the mist and spoke aloud her love and hope for her grandmother. She imagined her grandmother healthy and happy, and her heartfelt words filled the cavern with a warm, soothing light. As Lyra completed the trial, the light coalesced into a radiant figure, a guardian spirit of the cavern. The spirit spoke in a gentle, reassuring voice. "You have faced the trials with a pure heart and unwavering love. The crystal orb is yours to claim." Lyra took the orb, feeling its warmth and power. She thanked the guardian spirit and made her way back to the surface, the orb glowing softly in her hands. Upon returning to Bramblewood, Lyra carefully placed the crystal orb next to her grandmother. As the orb's light touched her grandmother, a gentle glow enveloped her, and her strength began to return. Slowly but surely, her grandmother's health improved, and she awoke feeling revitalized and joyful. The village celebrated Lyra's bravery and the miraculous recovery of her grandmother. The tale of Lyra's quest to the Crystal Cavern became a cherished story in Bramblewood, a testament to the power of love, courage, and determination. The Crystal Cavern remained a place of magic and wonder, hidden deep within the forest, waiting for those with pure hearts to seek its secrets. And in the heart of Bramblewood, under the glow of the crystal orb, the village thrived in happiness and harmony, forever grateful for the light of hope that had guided their way. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far beyond the mountains and seas, there was a small village nestled in the valley of Everwood. This village was known for its vibrant meadows, clear rivers, and the peaceful harmony of its people. However, the villagers lived with a secret fear, a dragon that lived on the distant peaks of the Twilight Mountains. The dragon, named Draconis, was said to be fierce and could summon storms with a mere flick of his tail. Despite the fear, the villagers lived their lives in peace, but they were haunted by a prophecy that foretold of a great darkness approaching, which only the dragon could stop. As the prophesied time drew near, the village elder, a wise old woman named Granny Alara, knew that something had to be done. The brave quest. One crisp autumn evening, Granny Alara called for a meeting in the village square. "Our time of reckoning is near," she declared. "To save our home, we must seek out Draconis and convince him to help us." Among the villagers was a young, brave girl named Mira, who had always been fascinated by tales of dragons and magical creatures. Mira volunteered to undertake the perilous journey to find Draconis and plead for his help. The villagers, though apprehensive, supported her courage and equipped her with provisions and a special lantern that could light the way even in the darkest places. The journey to the Twilight Mountains. Mira set off on her quest, traveling through dense forests and across turbulent rivers. She faced many challenges along the way, from navigating treacherous terrain to outsmarting cunning forest creatures. But her determination never wavered. As she neared the Twilight Mountains, a fierce storm broke out. Mira found shelter in a cave, where she discovered ancient drawings on the walls. They depicted Draconis not as a fierce beast, but as a protector of the realm, whose heart was bound by a powerful magic. Meeting Draconis. The storm subsided, and Mira continued her journey up the mountains. At the very peak, she found Draconis perched on a rocky outcrop, his scales glistening in the moonlight. The dragon was enormous, with wings that could eclipse the sun and eyes that held centuries of wisdom. With a deep breath, Mira approached the dragon. "Great Draconis," she called out, her voice trembling slightly. "I am Mira from Everwood. Our village is in grave danger, and we need your help to save it from an impending darkness. Please, hear our plea." Draconis regarded her with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. "Why should I help you?" he rumbled. "What makes you think you have the right to ask anything of me?" Mira stepped forward, her heart pounding. "I've seen the drawings in the cave. They show you as a guardian, not a monster. I believe you have a noble heart, and our village has always respected the balance of nature and magic. We only seek to restore harmony." Draconis's eyes softened, and he let out a long sigh. "Long ago, I did indeed protect the realm. But I have been in solitude, bound by my own fears and the burden of my powers. To break free from this isolation and help you, I must first overcome my own darkness." The trial of the heart. Mira nodded, understanding the gravity of the dragon's words. "What must be done to free you?" Draconis explained that he was bound by a spell that made him fear his own power. To break the spell, he needed to confront his deepest fears and trust in the goodness of others. "I will help you," Mira said firmly. "But you must believe in yourself and the magic you hold." Together, they embarked on a journey to find the source of Draconis's fear, a hidden, ancient ruin deep within the mountains. The ruins were filled with magical traps and illusions that preyed on Draconis's insecurities. With Mira's unwavering support and encouragement, Draconis faced each fear and dispelled the illusions. As he did so, he rediscovered his true self, a protector and a guardian of light. Restoring balance. With his fears conquered, Draconis felt the chains of his solitude break. He soared into the sky, and with a roar that echoed through the mountains, he summoned a powerful storm that cleansed the land of darkness. The skies cleared, and the balance of nature was restored. Mira and Draconis returned to the village, where the villagers awaited anxiously. Seeing the dragon's benevolent nature, they welcomed him with gratitude and awe. Draconis used his magic to restore the land's vitality, bringing rain and renewal to the once dry fields. A new era. From that day forward, Draconis became a guardian of Everwood, and the village thrived in harmony with the dragon. Mira was celebrated as a hero, not just for her bravery but for showing that even the most formidable challenges could be met with courage and compassion. The prophecy had been fulfilled, not through conflict, but through understanding and trust. The dragon and the villagers lived in peace, and the legend of Mira and Draconis became a tale told for generations, reminding all that true magic lies in the heart's willingness to believe and embrace the unknown. Once upon a time, in a charming village surrounded by rolling hills and fragrant meadows, there was a hidden garden known only to a few. This garden, tucked away behind a high stone wall, was said to be enchanted. It was called the Moonlit Garden, for its flowers only bloomed under the light of the full moon. In this village lived a young girl named Elara, who was known for her curiosity and kind heart. Every month, on the night of the full moon, she would gaze longingly at the moonlit garden from the edge of the wall, dreaming of the magical flowers that were said to glow with moonlight. One evening, as the full moon rose high in the sky, Elara noticed a strange shimmering light coming from the garden. The moonlight seemed to dance and twirl, creating a pathway of silver beams. Overcome by curiosity, Elara decided to find a way into the garden to see the magical flowers up close. As she explored the wall, she discovered a small, hidden gate covered in ivy. With a gentle push, the gate creaked open, revealing a path lined with glowing lanterns. Elara stepped inside, and the gate closed softly behind her. The moonlit garden was even more beautiful than she had imagined. The air was filled with the sweet fragrance of blooming flowers, and the ground sparkled with tiny, twinkling lights. In the center of the garden stood a large, ornate fountain with crystal-clear water that reflected the moon's light like diamonds. Elara wandered through the garden, admiring the flowers that shone with a soft, silvery glow. There were roses with petals like delicate moonbeams, lilies that sparkled like stardust, and violets that seemed to hum with a gentle melody. As she admired the beauty, she noticed a small, hidden path leading to a secluded corner of the garden. Following the path, Elara arrived at a secluded glade where a single, magnificent rose stood in the moonlight. This rose was unlike any other. It was made of pure crystal and glowed with a dazzling light. Its petals seemed to shimmer with every color of the rainbow, and its stem sparkled like 1,000 stars. Elara was captivated by the rose's beauty. As she reached out to touch it, she heard a soft, melodious voice. "Welcome, Elara," the voice said. It belonged to a graceful fairy with wings like gossamer, who emerged from behind the rose. "I am Seraphina, the guardian of the moonlit garden. You have entered a place of great magic and wonder." Elara was astonished. "How do you know my name?" Seraphina smiled gently. "The magic of the garden has revealed your presence to me. You have a pure heart, and that is why you have been drawn here. The crystal rose you see before you holds a special magic. It is the heart of the moonlit garden and a symbol of the harmony between nature and the moon." Elara asked, "Is there a way I can help or do something to honor this garden?" Seraphina's eyes twinkled with gratitude. "Indeed, there is. The crystal rose is fading because the balance between the moon's magic and the garden's life has been disturbed. There is a dark force that seeks to steal the moonlight's magic and bring darkness to the world. To restore the garden's light, you must undertake a quest to find 3 magical items that will help us renew the rose's power." Elara nodded determinedly. "I will do whatever it takes to help." Seraphina guided Elara to a small, ancient chest hidden among the flowers. Inside, Elara found a map that showed the locations of the 3 magical items: the moonstone pendant, the silver leaf, and the star dust. The first item on the map led to a misty lake deep in the enchanted forest, where the moonstone pendant was said to be hidden. Elara followed the map and arrived at the lake, where she found a small boat tied to a willow tree. As she gently paddled across the lake, she saw the moonstone pendant floating on the water, glowing softly. Elara reached for the pendant, and as her fingers touched it, a luminous fog rose from the lake and formed into a friendly water sprite. The sprite thanked Elara for retrieving the pendant and gave her a riddle to solve: to find the silver leaf, look where the stars kiss the earth. Under the light of the moon, a place of rebirth. Elara pondered the riddle and realized that the next clue pointed to the high cliffs where the moonlight first touched the land. She climbed the cliffs and found a hidden grove with a magnificent ancient tree. The silver leaf was nestled among its branches, glowing with moonlight. After collecting the silver leaf, Elara returned to the moonlit garden. Seraphina awaited her with the final task: the star dust can only be found in the heart of the celestial cave. It is guarded by a guardian of the night. You must show courage and kindness to earn its trust. Elara followed the map to a shimmering cave that glittered like a starry night. Inside, she met a gentle dragon with scales like molten silver. The dragon was initially wary but warmed to Elara's kind demeanor. She explained her quest and the importance of the star dust. The dragon agreed to give it to her, impressed by her bravery and sincerity. With the moonstone pendant, the silver leaf, and the star dust in hand, Elara returned to the moonlit garden. She and Seraphina performed a ritual to restore the crystal rose. Elara placed the items around the rose, and Seraphina chanted ancient words. As the final words were spoken, a brilliant light erupted from the rose, spreading throughout the garden and beyond. The darkness that threatened to engulf the world began to recede, replaced by a renewed glow of magic and life. Seraphina thanked Elara with a warm embrace. You have saved the moonlit garden and restored balance to the magic of the moon. You are forever a friend of this enchanted place. Elara returned to her village, her heart full of joy and wonder. The moonlight seemed even more magical, and she knew she had become part of a timeless adventure. She continued to visit the moonlit garden, sharing its beauty and magic with others, and ensuring that the garden remained a place of wonder and light. And so, the moonlit garden thrived, and Elara's story became a cherished legend, reminding everyone of the power of courage, kindness, and the magic that lies within the light of the moon. The end.